Sound Image is relying on two new Studer Vista 5 SR digital consoles for the Rascal Flatts Still Feels Good tour. The show at Madison Square Garden on January 18th was the second major show using these new digital consoles. Here to tell us more about this Harman solution and the new Studer Vista 5 SR consoles are Rascal Flatts front of house engineer John Garber and monitor engineer Stuart Delk.
The advantage of using the Studer for us is that we have 74 inputs coming from the stage, and at front house with all the effects and playback and video, we're up to 120 inputs, and I'm using a good 24 outputs. So the Studer is a maximum. It's a great big console, so Studer itself can do 84 inputs with 56 outputs, so it can take care of us easily.
I was never against digital consoles. I like the idea of something being small and compact and doing multiple tasks with something small and compact. And but I never heard anything that sounded very good as far as compared to an analog desk. And this band likes what we were doing with the analog desks, and the Studer was the first that I'd heard that can compete with this analog sound but still have all the digital aspects. You know, the 86 inputs I think it is, and then 20 stereo inputs, and I think I'm actually using about 60 outputs. That's just a lot of information that small board's doing. It's a really powerful tool, and I liked how usually on digital consoles it's select and then go to something. It's select the mix, then go to his mix, or select the channel and then go somewhere else. With the Studer, you can touch it right there on the screen, and you get, if I want to tweak on the kick drum, I touch the screen and tweak on the kick drum. Don't select the button over here and then go over here to tweak on it or something like that. Everything you can lay it out right in front of you.
Everything's one touch away with the Studer, which is very awesome. And it's all just plug and play basically. We basically just plugged in our inputs, did all the routing. Jamie from Studer came down and helped us for like a week. Then he came back for rehearsals again and helped us with more programming, and basically unmuted the console and went. It's been great. When Jamie Dunn came out to help us out, he's a very smart. He knows everything about the Studer. That any question you can ask him, he can answer. And he's really not the technical person of Studer, but he should be. But he's like the salesperson. He knows everything a person can know about the desk, which is very nice for us. You know, if we had any sort of question, he could answer it on the spot, you know, or he could figure it out in like a couple pushes of a button, you know.
He was the reason I first opened up to using the Studer desk, because of his knowledge of it and his being open for questions and stuff like that. And a lot of other digital consoles, they would come in and demo them in the shop, and the guy, I would say, well, if I gave him a question and said, well, can the console do this? And they were, well, that's still in the works. We're going to have that happen. Everything that Studer said that console can do, it did. And actually, I had some ideas for monitoring and queuing that Jamie went back into the software, and they had with the engineers, and they rewrote a few things to where I could have my options, and that was really great. It's like getting a desk custom set up for me. And what it was is I had the contribute function, which I told where when I queue up a mix, it shows what's contributing to that mix across the board, everything that goes into that mix. You used to have to push solo and contribute to see what's in that mix, but now he's got to where he linked them together. Whenever I solo something, it automatically will cue what goes into that mix, which is a big help for me. So when I'm listening to somebody's mix, usually if I'm going to change something, I'll go to listen to it, and it's right there in front of me.
The preamps and the EQ are amazing. What comes in is what goes out. There's no coloration, and very user-friendly. And the dynamic section is awesome. And I'm trying to get away from all my outboard plugins, just trying to use more of the dynamics on the desk, and I seem to be getting rid of them one a day. So the best thing about the Studer is it sounds great. It's very smooth, and what comes in is what goes out. You know, there's no coloration.
It's very transparent to what you put into it. And as far as setup and teardown, Jamie Dunn, who came out and tutored us on it, saw what I was carrying before. I had 2 analog desks, which were about, say, about 1,100 pounds a piece in their cases, and my actual monitor world footprint took up a 10 by 22 area, which is a pretty good size area. And now I'm like a third of that, and with the tool, the Studer, which is doing even more than my other desk was doing. I have more outputs, more inputs, and one desk is doing, right now this one desk is doing what 3 other desks were doing. I had 2 PM5000s of monitors and a Yamaha XL7 at front of house to do wedges, and now the Studer is doing all my ear monitors, my side fills, my flown side fills, my subs on stage. The wedges that I have at front of house for, I have like a B stage during our show behind front of house. I have wedges out there that are doing that, and it's a really powerful tool, and it's helped me. It's cut my setup time cut it in half at least. You know, I can be set up and ready to go in about 30 minutes now. It's compared to about 2 hours and 15 minutes before. Going from analog to digital, it's been this desk has kind of an analog sound. It's very warm sounding, very natural, transparent. The EQ is really one of the best I've used. It's been a big help going from analog desk to digital, and I was always kind of afraid of going to digital because of the failure rates sometimes that you hear about. And so far, you know, this one's been good.
All of our Harman stuff, we have DBX 4800s, and we have Crown iTech 8000s. We have JBL 4889s and 4880s, and they're all tied together by a system architect. So we can meter, we can see, we can manage everything for one source, and we can troubleshoot from one source. We can do everything. It's like having another tech on the road with us by just having this one device, which is a lot smarter than us.
Yeah, the digital realm has given us a lot more control over everything. You know, he can control his amplifiers from front of house, even though they're backstage. He can control them and monitor them from out there instead of having to have a tech backstage watching your amplifiers to make sure they don't clip. You know, with me, it's like on the Studer, you can lay things out wherever you want to. So on my main page is all my wireless mics, which is what I have to help monitor if something starts taking hits or dropping out or something like that. So I've got those wireless mics on every page. I can set it up that way so every page has my mics there that I have to watch. I guess the Harman family has really helped our tour succeed as far as John and I both bringing the message of the band to the people. You know, without coloring what they do and giving them their own dynamic where the band can do their own thing. I mean, everything from Studer consoles to the Crown amplifiers and the JBL speakers. It's all top-notch professional stuff, and it works for us every day. And so far, no fail rates, and we always seem to have pretty good reviews of our show. So that goes back to, I guess, speaking good for Harman.